What up everyone, welcome back to What's News. Today we're going to be talking about the QC earbuds from Bose. These guys have super high expectations from me, so we're going to be testing them out. Listen, we're going to have everything. We're going to have sound quality samples, look and feel tests, we're going to have ratings, the whole lot. So you're going to want to stick around to the very end for this one. But how are we going to do it all? I feel like a little bit of an explanation is required, so let's just have a really quick chat. Welcome to Chat Corner. Well, that's what I'm going to be calling this until I get a better name, but Bose. What is the first thing you think of when you think of Bose? Let me guess. How about premium, maybe? Lifestyle? That's a good one. What about sound quality? I can see why you'd think that, but what if I told you that Bose has never really been about sound quality? See, when Bose came out with their first ever speaker system, it was called the 2201 and it had 22 speakers, but almost none of them were focused on the listener. Most of them were focused on the walls around the listener so that you could bounce the sound off the walls and then into the listener's ears so that you can get that concert hall effect without actually going to the concert hall, because we're lazy like that, or having to buy a whole bunch of speakers and lining your walls with them, which, by the way, your significant other might have something to say about, just saying. Further on, they came up with the Bose 901s, which had the sound quality and used their sound projection technology to form amazing bookshelf speakers, and this propelled them into fame and fortune. Like, this is what really did it for them. Eventually, they moved into home theater systems, and it was all about creating big sound from a small speaker and projecting that sound once again. Eventually, they moved away from sound projection and into sound rejection. Obviously, I'm talking about active noise cancelling. Do you see a pattern here? It's always been about how they present the sound to you. That is until they tried making earbuds. Earbuds are actually a notoriously difficult format of device. See, they need all those electronics miniaturized into one little thing, and then they need the weight and balance of the device to be right so it doesn't feel heavy and fatiguing on your ears. And then they need to work well over Bluetooth. They need to work well with calls, with noise cancelling because it is Bose. They need to have good music quality, transparency mode in case you want to use it in traffic. All of that in a tiny little package is a really difficult ask for a company, any company. So here's how we're going to go about evaluating Bose. We're going to talk about the look and feel of the product to see if it is as premium and lifestyle as we expect them to be. Then we're going to move on to sound quality, and here we're going to assess noise cancellation, transparency, call quality, sound quality, all of that with sound samples, all thanks to Birdie. And finally, we'll move on to usability, which I would argue is one of the most important things for this class of device. So now that you know how we're going to do it, let's get it done. Okay, so we're back at the unboxing table. Quick unboxing montage, go! And that's pretty much it. Quick unboxing, nothing fancy, nothing bad, nice enough. But let's start our little evaluation, shall we? Okay, so first of all, we've got the case. Nice little satin black case. Looks and feels quite premium. It's a bit of a chunky boy, but that's usability, so we won't talk about that just yet. But it does feel nice and soft. Now, in front, you've got this rectangular button to open it. You press it, and nothing happens. So if you have something like this that your user is going to use again and again every day, that is a point of contact which should be made frictionless. So I feel like this should be engineered better, because what you have to do actually is use the tip of your finger and really jam it in there to actually open the device. You want these things to be just a little bit nicer. Now in front of the device, you do get these 5 LEDs that tell you exactly how much battery there is left in the product without you having to open it and pair it. That's a nice little touch. Oh, and by the way, this whole thing, fingerprint magnet. Like, I've had to brush this thing so many times, it's crazy. But it does look nice. Remove the earbuds and they look quite nice. This is what they look like in the ear, as you can see. At least in my opinion. Yes, they're a little bit big and bulky, but they're a significant improvement from the previous generation, and honestly, it looks quite nice. Like, you could be sitting in your office, you could be sitting out in the park. These things look classy. So as far as look and feel is concerned, I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. I would have given it a 9 if it weren't for that little button thing, because I do feel that makes a difference to the feel of the product. But otherwise, solid 8 out of 10. I feel like if you wear these and walk around, you can kind of pretty much tell people that you're just better than them. Okay, welcome to the sound quality test bench area. That's what we're going to call it right now. Okay, so we're going to evaluate the sound quality, and what this means is we're going to test for noise cancelling, transparency mode, music quality, and call quality. Now the thing about noise cancelling and transparency mode with Bose is the way they do it, you've got this Bose companion app, and on that app is a slider. On one end of that slider is full noise cancelling, and on the other end is full transparency. They come together. It's a package deal. You can't do one without the other. But the thing about the transparency mode with Bose is it's not quite transparent. What it is more an amplification of the external sounds into your ear. Personally, I prefer transparency to be completely transparent, so it should, for me, feel like there's nothing in my ears at all. Now you might like that or you might not. Either ways, I'm going to let you decide for yourself, and here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to play some cafe ambient sound. First, I'm going to let you listen to it without anything on. Then I'll put the QC earbuds on and you can hear the same cafe with noise cancelling on and with full transparency on. So let's listen to that. Okay, so that was noise cancelling and transparency for you. Now let's move on to music quality. Okay, so now that we've checked sound quality in terms of noise cancelling and all that, now let's check voice quality. Okay, so this is my voice coming through the Bose QC earbuds. If my voice hasn't annoyed you yet, then there's a good chance that you and I are going to get along fabulously. Because honestly, by this time you should have run away, but you're still here, so yay for me. But this is what it sounds like through the Bose QC earbuds without any exterior sound. This is my voice through the Bose QC earbuds with cafe sounds running in the background. Now, if I still haven't annoyed you, then holy crap, it's like you have a superpower. It's like you cannot be annoyed, which I think is amazing. But this is my voice through the QC earbuds with background noise all over the place. So that's what my voice sounds like through the Bose QC earbuds with and without background noise. So tell me what you think down in the comments below, and if for some reason I still haven't managed to annoy you yet, then maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button down there so I can continue to not annoy you for many videos to come. So that concludes our sound quality part of this video. Now let's go talk about usability. Alright, so we've come to our last and final category, usability. Something I think that is probably at least as important as sound quality for this particular type of device, right? So we'll start off with the box. This thing is a chonker, like I mentioned before. It is not a pocketable device. That's a bit of a disappointment straight away. That, combined with the fact that this button is a pain in the butt to use, makes this user experience less than spectacular. And if it seems like I'm being harsh on it, I am, because this thing is a premium product. This thing is $300. I expect the world. So far, it's kind of disappointed me with the case, but as a trade-off, you do get that big battery life. So there is that. That's a good thing. Now, I do like the fact that it's got the LED lights to show you how much battery there is inside, and the earbuds themselves look fine and they feel fine for a while. I found myself having to remove these every once in a while, partly to give my ear a break and partly to wipe them down because my ears kept getting sweaty. Now, this could just be me, your mileage may vary, but this is puzzling because I have used these for many years now. This is the wired earbuds from Bose, and these things are super comfy. I don't know if they've changed the design of the earbuds ever so slightly, or it's the weight of the device that's making it uncomfortable, but from a usability point of view, this thing seems a little bulky, cumbersome and uncomfortable, along with a big case that makes it very difficult to pocket these on the go. It's not looking good for Bose just yet. Now, when it comes to actually pairing the device to your phone, it's almost instantaneous, provided you have Bluetooth already turned on your phone. God forbid you have Bluetooth turned off and then you put these in your ear and then decide to turn on Bluetooth. Well, listen to what happens.
Connecting to Uphispike OnePlus 6T. Connecting to Uphispike OnePlus 6T. Connecting to BESKTOP VMUFKTL. Connecting to Suresh's iPad. Connecting to Suresh's iPhone.
Okay, so at this point I have to do one of two things. Either I put them back in the case and start the whole pairing process again, this time with my Bluetooth on my phone enabled, or I wait for it to go through the whole gamut of devices that it has as its memory and any devices that are around, because I was in traffic the other day and it literally tried to connect to every single person's car and phone and God knows what else around me, and then it'll come back to my device. So this is a pain point to say the least. Alright, let's say you've done all the pairing, everything's fine, you're psyched to be wearing these, right? You finally put them in your ear. Here's where we run into the next issue, and it's called occlusion. For those of you who don't know, basically try this at home. If you stick one finger in your ear, just seal off one of your ear canals with one finger and then use the other finger to tap on that. It's this really loud reverby tap that you hear, and this is what happens with this device as well, because you have to remember this thing works on taps, so you can single tap, double tap to change noise cancelling levels and so on. But the problem is every time you tap you hear a big thunk thunk in your head. Not only that, when you're walking around you can hear your footsteps. This is really not what I expect from earbuds. This is a problem with all earbuds, but there are earbuds like the AirPods Pro. I keep going back to them because the usability of the AirPods Pro is so gosh darn good, right? So the AirPods Pro have a port to equalize air on both sides, within the ear canal and outside, and what this does is gets rid of that occlusion effect. So if you have those on and you walk around, you can't hear your footsteps in your head. Bose hasn't done this. $300 earphones, I would expect them to do this. This is very much a part of the user experience. And finally we come to the app. Now it does have a companion app which is actually quite nice, because if you're new to these kind of ear tips, you don't necessarily know how to put them in your ear, and the app actually takes you through step by step how to do it. But beyond that, I found the app to be really limited. Like, you have that slider between noise cancelling and transparency, but you have no equalization. I really wish you could EQ the sound out, like reduce the bass just a smidge, reduce the highs a lot more. I believe they allow you to do that on their headphones. For some reason they've removed that functionality from this. I really feel like that would have added value. Not for everyone, but it's always nice to have a little choice, you know? So given that this thing is big and bulky and it's a little uncomfortable to use over prolonged periods of time, given that the box is not very pocketable and the Bluetooth pairing experience is, unless you do it just right, it's really not desirable. All of these things do detract from the usability. The one thing that works in its favor is the battery life. I used it on an aircraft for 7 hours straight with noise cancelling on. 4 of those hours were with movies running, and then the remaining 3 hours were just the noise cancelling to cut out the noise. The battery life is phenomenal. With the case, it just gets better, plus it's got USB-C charging. Big ups. I think on a score of 10, I would give this a 5 for usability, and it's getting a 5 because it's really not the worst thing out there. I am nitpicking, but I think for $300, I have a right to nitpick. So let's take stock of our entire score here. We've got 8 out of 10 for look and feel of the device. Nice. We've got excellent noise cancelling, a full 9 out of 10. We've got sound quality, which I would put at a 7 out of 10. And finally, transparency mode, which I would also put at 7 out of 10. And then finally, we've got usability, which is a 5 out of 10. Now, if usability is super important to you, then these are not the ones to go for. They're only a 5 out of 10. And I would go so far as to say that this is 50% of the device that it should have been, but they're still charging you 100% of the price. If you want the best noise cancelling, if you want good enough transparency and decent sound quality and something that looks nice and premium in your ears, then yeah, go for it. But if you are looking for the best sound quality combined with noise cancelling, combined with excellent usability, which I think is really important for this class of device, then I can't really recommend these, especially not at their price. That's been it for today. I know it's been a long video, but hopefully there's some value in it for you. Till next time, stay happy, stay peaceful, stay colorful.